So after many weeks of rumors, PlayStation has finally revealed their new subscription service, which some might call a competitor to Xbox Game Pass. That's how people have been really hyping it up. And the way they're doing it here, it's pretty much as expected and how it was rumored. But we do have some new info and some insight. It's coming this summer, and there's a little bit of an explanation behind how it all works. We're gonna break it down into 5 categories. So starting off with number 5, let's talk about how PlayStation Plus is going to be broken down into 3 tiers. First, there's PlayStation Plus Essential tier. This is your basic tier and has all the stuff you're getting right now as a PlayStation Plus subscriber. So 2 free downloadable games per month, cloud storage, discounts, and online multiplayer access. The pricing structure is also remaining the same. $10 a month, $25 quarterly, or $60 for a whole year in terms of US prices. Now moving on, there's the PlayStation Plus Extra tier. This gets all the Essential tier benefits plus access to a catalog of up to, and they say, 400 PS4 and PS5 games. To quote Sony, these games include blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Now, Sony has said that some of the games included are Death Stranding, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Returnal, stuff like that. Pricing for this tier is $14.99 monthly, $40 quarterly, and about $100 yearly. Now, lastly, there's PlayStation Plus Premium, which has all of the Essential and Extra tier benefits, as well as adding up to an additional 340 games for you to access. Now, those games will include PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP titles. The PS3 games will be streamable, with the other generations including a mix of both streaming and downloadable options. Now, that PS3 streaming only thing might come as a shock to some of you, but really, unfortunately, it's no change on the PS3 front if you're someone that's been using PS Now to replay Metal Gear Solid 4. It seems like things are gonna stay the same. Emulating the PS3 hardware is tricky, and seemingly Sony doesn't want to invest a bunch of money into doing it. That being said, many people have pointed out in the community it can be done. It's just a matter of how much a big corporation really wants to put their efforts behind it. Now, with Premium, you'll also get limited game trials for certain games, essentially letting you try before you buy. Remember when this was a thing before you had to pay a subscription? I remember that. But anyway, pricing-wise, you're looking at $17.99 monthly, $50 quarterly, and $120 yearly. Now over at number 4, of course, the inevitable Game Pass comparison here. Now it's hard to do this without fanning the flames of the console wars, but let's go. It's really all about pricing and offering, really. Now the new PS Plus prices are here versus Xbox's offerings. The base level Xbox Live Gold and PS Essential are priced the same with similar offerings at $10 a month in the US. Now on the base level Game Pass, either on console or PC, it's $10. But of course, Microsoft wants you to get both Gold and Game Pass, so instead of doubling up, you can get Game Pass Ultimate for $15 a month with all of those perks. Now, PS Plus Extra gives you access to hundreds of PS4 and PS5 games for $15 a month too. Then there's the highest tier, of course, the PS Premium, which is $18. Now, on this tier, Xbox doesn't have an equivalent, really. You're gonna be getting, like we said before, time-limited game trials on certain games and the ability to stream or download older games. So it's almost like the paid backwards compatibility tier, but it is going to be relying on some streaming. Now overall, PlayStation is more aggressive on the yearly kind of bulk pricing where you get a more significant discount. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate a year is, without promotions and stuff, $180 a month, where the PlayStation Plus top end is $120. So there's that. Now with these online subscriptions, like we said, Sony is relying a bit more on streaming for some of it than Xbox is, where Game Pass is all downloads first with streaming as an option. The backwards compatible games through subscriber paywall is something that Nintendo's online services have also played around with. Xbox's strategy is a bit different, as you probably know, with backwards compatibility, not perfect, but something that just pretty much comes with the platform. Now then there's the new game releases, the day and date ones, which brings us to our next point at number 3. It seems like unlike Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation subscription services will not be getting brand new PlayStation releases day one, like say the big new God of War Ragnarok or anything like that. Sony has said that they will have plenty of games available, like we said, Spider-Man, Returnal, God of War, Death Stranding, and the third-party games, but big day one drops? PlayStation head Jim Ryan has confirmed that that won't be the case. He confirmed first-party big new releases won't drop on the service, citing the fact that the traditional cycle of releasing games still works for them. He called it, and I quote, a good virtuous cycle with the studios. You know, where you invest in a game, get it made, game comes out, it sells, and you move on to the next. He said, we feel if we were to do that with the games that we make at PlayStation Studios, that virtuous cycle will be broken. The level of investment that we need to make in our studios would not be possible, and we think that the knock-on effect on the quality of the games that we make would not be something that gamers want. Now, my personal take, the way I look at it, is Sony is sticking to what they've been doing. They're keeping their train rolling as is, traditional gaming style, but they want to have their cake and eat it too. Whatever that phrase even really means anyway. What I see is them just wanting to boost their subscription service, make it more competitive, but not necessarily make a Game Pass killer and spend a bunch of money. I don't think that the Game Pass killer was their main focus or intention, whether you like that or not. You know, every company out there just wants your subscription dollars. There are so many, and big corporations just want that recurring guaranteed revenue. So Sony is just boosting their offering to make it a little bit more competitive, condensing it a bit, giving some more tier options, and all just to get some more money. That's really it. Now down to number 2, what if you're already on PlayStation Now? Now, Sony's current PS Now subscription service that was mostly streaming only but has started to move to downloads, we actually thought that service has gotten stronger slowly over the years, but now it's being rolled into PS Plus, and Sony explained that when the new PlayStation Plus service launches, PlayStation Now will transition into the new PlayStation Plus offering and will no longer be available as a standalone service. PlayStation Now customers will migrate over to a PlayStation Plus Premium with no increase to their current subscription fees at launch. It also can be assumed that any transition or upgrade or downgrade won't affect your PSN account in terms of what you've already owned or earned or whatever. The biggest change, and really the biggest question mark for us, is the offering of games itself. The library. You know, it's a big number that's coming, but we don't know necessarily what it contains. How many of these are PS4 games? How many are PS2 games? Is it just a handful of PS1 games? We might not know for sure until we actually get our hands on the subscription. And I hope Sony is more upfront about the offering as the launch gets closer. The current PS Now download and stream library is a bit all over the place, with a lot of the expected first-party titles, but the third-party options are a bit more all over the place, which kind of comes with the territory, but we're curious to see if it's improved or strengthened or updated or anything like that. Hopefully it has if they want to bring on new subscribers, which we feel like is the objective here, but hey, we're just arm-sharing it. Now down to number 1, of course, when can you sign up or upgrade to the subscription? You might be asking yourself. Well, it's a phased rollout this summer. Now to quote Sony, it's in the June timeframe where it seems like the first leg of the launch will be Asian territories and then North America and Europe and, quote, the rest of the world where PS Plus is offered. Their goal is all areas have the subscription service by the end of the first half of 2022, with plans to expand it to even more places after that. Now, because of this and the nature of regional game availability and the streaming element, some countries or regions may not get access to this and be left out in the cold with some features, or, you know, it might look a little bit different for you. In select markets without cloud streaming, the deluxe version will be offered at a lower price compared to premium and include the older PS generation catalogs. Now, pricing is going to vary by market, of course, with regional pricing not always being a guarantee, like in places like Mexico. Now, really, at the end of the day, everyone has a different amount of money to throw at gaming and subscription services, and PlayStation Plus is evolving, but it's not necessarily trying to change the gaming market as a whole. So where do you fall? Are you a dedicated PlayStation user? Maybe you're a PlayStation Now user and this upgrade makes sense for you. Maybe you just have a PS5 and you keep it simple, you just play the exclusives. Where do you fall? I think it really just comes down to what type of consumer you are and what you want from your games, how much you're willing to cough up. In this ever-encroaching, all-digital future, we just want to hear where you guys fall on this as consumers. That's the info, that's some opinion. Let us know what you think. If you enjoyed this video and maybe it helped you out, informed you a little bit, clicking the like button's all you gotta do. We would very, very much appreciate that because we put out videos every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.